Hello there and welcome to Katawa Shoujo. Hope you have a wonderful day and so on. Hope you're feeling okay. 2 days later. Yes, we have a little bit of a time skip. I'm feeling less miserable. I can go for a long, brisk, healthy walk like the nurse recommended, something which I had avoided and dodged with all sorts of excuses earlier. I feel more active in class as well. Delighting our science/homeroom teacher, Miss Murto, with correct and promptly delivered answers. The break right now between the 2 morning classes is too short for any sort of meaningful activity, but too long to just spend it sitting in the classroom and doing nothing. Going out in the hallway isn't much better, but flexing my stiffened muscles is better use of time than letting them get even stiffer by staying seated. The door of the neighboring classroom door opens and the students of 3-4 emerge to further fill up the already semi-crowded hallway. It seems their teacher kept them in for a few extra minutes. Emmy is among them. She nods me not seeing her, which almost makes me look away on reflex. I don't, however, and Emmy smiles me as she happily skips towards me past the other students. Emmy looks pretty energetic, showing no sign of illness whatsoever. It seems she recovered from the cold. Hey, good morning! Nice to see you back on your feet. Feeling better now? She looks fine to me, but I still feel compelled to ask. Thanks, Eddie, I do. It was just a cold, nothing serious. Emmy laughs confidently as if to emphasize her condition. I wonder for a moment what would count as serious in Emmy's book. She seems to be eager to put the topic aside for. Where are you going? Off to Rin's room to see if she's awake yet. Oh, she skipped the boarding class. A sheepish smile emerges on Emmy's face and she gets slightly flustered. Not exactly. It seems that she caught the cold that I had. Sorry to hear that. Well, she was out in the rain on Sunday with us. After all, I saw her on Monday and she was feeling a bit under the weather back then too. Yeah, anyway, I'll ask the nurse for some cold medication to give her if she doesn't get better soon. She leaves for the girls' dorm. I ought to go with her to wish her in well. I want to tell her that I'm better now too, but it doesn't feel appropriate. An unspecified feeling diverts my thoughts away. Somehow, I just can't summon the resolve to go in there. Is this what Iwanako went through when she tried to tell me what she felt? Maybe we'll find out if she actually answers the letter, right? She probably won't. Even though I'm feeling more energetic, I'm still hesitant about going over there to talk to Rin. It's not until 2 days later, on Friday, that I finally gather enough courage to enter the girls' dorm. I ask the first person I'm assigned for directions to Rin's room. I knock on Rin's unmarked door and wait. After a few seconds of silence, I hear something rustling inside of the room. I start wondering if maybe I should have brought something for her, like a can of warm coffee, or some oranges. I could have peeled them for her. Well, too late now. The door opens soundlessly. It was already unlocked, and I find myself staring at Rin, who stares back at me. She looks like she just got out of bed, with her hair all messed up. Whoa. And I did not expect that. And barely any clothes on. Hello? There is a strange, stupid-looking smile on Rin's face. I'm not exactly sure why. Rin smiles so rarely that it seems to be out of place every time. Especially so now, given her partially undressed state. Said state makes me feel extremely conflicted about whether or not this was a good idea. Her cheeks are flushed rose red, contrasting with the milky pale complexion of a person who does get enough sunlight. Her forehead looks sweaty as though she might have a fever. Hi? Now what? I didn't plan anything further than this, and Rin is staring away with those expectant eyes of hers again! Something about this wishing gives me a very strange vibes. Her eyes are even more vacant than usual, and she seems to have a hard time focusing them on anything. The lack of clothing is disturbing, but since she herself doesn't seem to be bothered, why should I be? I keep telling that myself. I thought I'd pay visits to have me in the art club, and I wanted to talk with you and wish you well. Rin doesn't know. doesn't show any sign of recognizing what I just said. Make me wonder if she actually understood my words, or if she even heard them. Maybe it's the fever making her groggy. She might have actually been asleep before I came over. Okay. She turns on her heel and withdraws from the door, walking back inside the small room. From the doorway I can see her walk to her bed and half fall down. Half sit down the messy pile of bedsheets. The open doorway seems to be more of an obstacle in my mind than the closed door was. But since Rin doesn't say anything else, I step through it and into her room. Nice place. Actually, you know that this desk is somewhat similar to what I have. I don't have a wooden one, but it is somewhat similar. Because I also have like the basic level, right? You know, keyboard, mouse and other crap. Then the next shelf, monitors. For that shelf is way lower. And the third shelf at the top, yeah. For anime figures. I should have bought a D12. But too bad, for some reason they don't have them anymore in here. What the heck? Anyway, Rin is on her bed, leaning against the wall, leaving the only chair in the room for me. Also, you know what I noticed now? Both Rin and Emmy have what I assume is a super small TV. Portable TV, I believe. Nice. And is that a computer? Like a laptop? What? She might be the first one with that. And what I believe are speakers? Dang. Anyway, I read this. She keeps quiet even after I sit down, so maybe she meant to invite me in, but just forgot to say it so aloud. An implied invitation as it were. Very exciting. Nobody has visited me before. Huh? The breaking of the silence draws my attention from the room to its inhabitant, who currently seems to be in the middle of a very profound thought process. Actually, that was not true about visiting, but Abby doesn't count even if she visits. She always pampers me too much. I think she's having too much fun. I think I forgot how to put a bra on by myself. She looks grudgingly down her chest. Which is probably why I don't have one on now that I think about it. I haven't failed to notice that Rin doesn't have her shirt button up either, but I try to keep my eyes strictly locked on hers. Eyes, don't move. Don't move, eyes. It's rather evident that she's not a very body conscious person. My own body, however, is quite conscious of hers right now. She came to wake me up at 7:30 today. Can you imagine that? She paused for a while and glanced up at my dumbfounded face. On second thought, you probably can. It's not like that reverse rainbow fish I tried to imagine earlier. That was hard. A what? Well, yeah. That seems like a pretty What did she say? 7:30. I guess it's normal time. Well, yeah, that seems like a pretty normal time to wake up if you want to go to class in the morning. Okay, if that's the case, then yes. Otherwise, it's not normal. I'm trying to sound as reasonable as possible to counteract Rin's unreasonable annoyance. Told her to sod off. She gave me these meds and told me to take them. I followed her eyes to the nightstand and then to the pill bottle sitting on top of it. I picked it up and turned around to look at the label so I can see what kind of medication Amy brought. Active ingredient. Codeine. You took all of these? No, yes. I've been eating some since there is so many of them. Seem to make this thing not so bad. Actually, I think I'm feeling just fine. Her head lolls around and around, making it look like she's either trying to stretch her neck muscles or possibly pass out. She took several of these pills. Can that be safe? At least it's bound to have some side effects, which I'm afraid I'm witnessing right now.
I'm feeling just fine. I'm fine. Just someone take this buzzing away from my head. I can't think straight.
The annoyed expression returns to Rin's face.
It's like many of those insect things, or one really big insect thing. With lots of wings, very much color and everything. What's the word for those?
Cicadas?
Oh, never mind. I remembered. It's butterflies.
She smiles slightly at her last observation. The small pause in her monologue is not long enough for me to dare say something that could potentially but not likely salvage this discussion.
I love butterflies. They are the best animal. Did you see any on your way here? Hisao.
She utters my name as an afterthought, possibly to make clear that she's now addressing me instead of just speaking her mind to whoever might be listening. This situation has left me speechless, more or less since the moment Rin first opened her mouth. Now that she herself doesn't seem to have anything else to ask, since silence fills the small room. It makes me glance around again, in an attempt to find something to talk about. Rin's room is about as small as mine. The big window, which takes up the most of the wall furthest from the door, opens to the east, just like mine. It looks very normal, which strikes me as strange. I expected something more different. About a dozen paintings, most of them in Rin's signature abstract style, and a few art posters are taking up almost all of the available wall space. Good. But that's about the only difference between her room and mine. The room is not exactly as aesthetic, but it does look like what I expected from a girl's room either. A faint smell of art, of paint and papers floating in the air. It's the same smell the art room has. Rin isn't too concerned about being tidy, it seems. Everything she owns seems to be arranged in various piles around her room. Your room looks right. It's an empty sentence. One uses to fill empty spaces in conversations, but my wits are failing me pretty hard right now.
Yeah. Would you like me to show you the places?
She looks down at her half-open shirt quizzically, make me inadvertently follow her gaze to her chest.
Oh, I guess I already did.
I can't deny that, no matter how hard I try to act properly.
It is very nice that you came to see me. It makes me feel... What's that word? You know, the one about things and stuff. Anyway, you came.
Rin's rambling makes me remember that I actually came here for a reason. Hey, about what we talked on Monday on the rooftop, remember? Rin doesn't seem to be exactly attentive right now. Not that she ever is. I plow ahead and get it off my chest anyway. I just want to tell you that I'm going to be better from now on, I guess. I had been pathetic, so I said that I'm not going to be anymore. I guess that's all.
Okay, isn't that good?
The blurry words flow at her lips, slowly and uncontrollably.
I'm happy for you, I think. That's what I think. You shouldn't look so sad all the time. I mean, looking sad is fine if you are not sad, but you look sad like you actually are sad. That's no good. Are you going on some training camp where they make men out of boys? Or mountaintop meditation?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I guess that's fine too.
The sentences come out of her mouth, and probably her brain, one at a time with a small pause between each, making her gibberish hard to understand.
I just think it seemed like a good idea. Maybe it's not.
Rin finishes with one more line, getting to say the last word over herself, an impressive display of what I can only describe as mental shadowboxing. While embracing myself, might as well tell you that I'm sorry that I said some stupid things to you last week. It's your own business to say what you're going to do. She seems to not register my words first, but then understanding lies in her eyes and she waves her head around in a way that could be interpreted as anything.
It's okay. I probably said stupid things too. It's just sometimes a bit hard to keep my thoughts the way I like them. They are not very straight, at least most of the time. Not that I want to have them straight. I just wish they were at least in some shape. Round is fine too, but I need more definition. My thoughts are very messy. Messy.
She repeats the word melancholically, then flops lying down her bed and nuzzles her head against the pillow, shutting her eyes.
Enough. Tired. You should go. I'm going to sleep again.
16:40 something. 7? 1. She opens one of her eyes to look at me.
Was it you who likes to look at sleeping girls? Or someone else? Maybe there were many of those. I can't remember. You can stay if you want.
No, I will leave. I have to do homework anyway. I stand up from the chair and take a step towards the door.
Wait.
Her request stops me in my tracks, not that I intended to scoot off right away. I look over my shoulder at the girl lying in her bed, again with the strangest kind of smile on her features. She should smile more often.
I can walk you to the door. It's the least a gentleman can do.
Rin giggles like a little kid, making me beyond absolutely certain that she took far too much of her cold medication today.
I have always wanted to say that.
So we end with difficulty. Rin first rises to a sitting position again, then she stands up with even more difficulty and more slowly still. As if guided by some masculine automation. My eyes instantly lower to the curve of her thighs and the striped panties, at which point my mothers force me to lift my gaze back to Rin's eye level. It's getting almost too hard to do that. She's standing over barely. It looks like she has trouble keeping her usually decent balance. Again, probably a side effect of the medicine. She takes an unsteady step towards me, then another smaller one as she notices that it's not a good idea to try to take big steps. I feel my muscles tense as I prepare to catch her if she falls down. What? She managed to take 2 more steps before she falls against me. To my surprise, neither her downwards momentum nor our slight height difference are able to stop Rin from pressing her heart-shaped lips squarely against mine! As her lips part after a confusing moment of nothing but the taste of Rin, I look down at her, trying to find some explanation for this bewildering event. The euphoric smile of madman broadens on Rin's lips again and...
I wonder if I'll remember this tomorrow.
I'm absolutely stumped on how to respond. Rin takes a step backwards, separating her body from mine, and make me only now realize that they were even connected in the first place. The second step is actually a fall backwards, slightly straight onto her bed. The soft tooth Rin's thin body makes against the mattress break the silence. I move quickly over to her to see if she hurt herself, only to be met with the peaceful face of dreaming. Rin sleeps. She is lying diagonally across the bed, somehow managed to have simultaneously fallen asleep while standing up and falling down in a way that she didn't injure herself. Full slack. I tuck Rin in, covering her with the sheets as well as I can. She feels very light, even if I'm not that strong. I stand up to look at her, the oval-shaped face, the dark eyelashes shrunk against the feverish cheeks, the slender body covered with the pale sheets. Rin sleeps. A conflict? No. Conflicts? Plural? Churn inside of me. I think about calling a nurse to keep an eye on her, but decide against it. After taking one more glance at her peaceful face, I decide that she will be fine. I do pocket the remaining pills for. I exit the room and close the door soundlessly behind me. I exhale deeply, only now realizing I held my breath for the better part of a minute. Taking a moment to relax, I try to calm down my heart racing like a jackrabbit. That was so good! You know what? I'm glad. I'm so glad this route is the last one. I had trouble getting to sleep that night, so the next morning finds me exceptionally groggy. I briefly considered skipping class but reminding myself that I was supposed to be a stronger person now. So I go. I get up like a good boy and put on my uniform, then make my way to the main school building without eating breakfast. I sit my seat in classroom for free, waving and greeting to Misha and Shuzne like I do every morning and let the day wash over me. The afternoon classes are always longer than those in the morning. This is true regardless whether I count it by the minute or by the number of doodles drawn in my notebooks. Now that I think about it, was it Hanako's route or Lily's route that we actually had a rooftop lunch with those two and also Rin and Emmy? I don't remember if it was Hanako's or Lily's, but it didn't happen in Emmy's route. I wonder if it will happen now, or, you know, it's really the difference in routes in the end. Anyway, the afternoon classes are always longer than those in the morning. This is true regardless of whether I counted by the minute or by the number of doodles drawn in my notebooks. I would have so many doodles on the side. Today, I'm especially distracted as I keep thinking about Rin. Did I manage to properly tell her that I want to get better? Did she understand a word of what I was saying? I think about the kiss we shared and what it means. She was so out of her mind. Maybe it means nothing, but we've been getting closer lately. What does that mean? I think about Rin more and more nowadays. I wonder if she thinks about me. I think among all the girls, like Rin and Hanako are my favorite here. Not gonna lie. The ringing of the bells make me flinch, and then realize that I haven't been paying attention during the latter half of the class at all. Not that I dislike other girls. I mean, maybe except Shizune. For I don't know, man. I don't dislike Shizune. She just annoys me. Anyway. I look at the assortment of sketches traveling up and down the margins of my notebook. The only thing I got done in the last hour. Feeling vaguely disappointed myself, I pack up and get to the hallway. Rin is standing right outside the door, her presence stopping me in my tracks as soon as I spot her. Her posture is relaxed as always, but I suddenly feel like I just ate a crowbar. I'm having a hard time meeting her gaze. She doesn't seem to have any trouble looking pee, but those dark eyes are making me feel flustered for no reason. It's hard to look straight at her, so I turn my face away a little. I don't know what one should say in this kind of situation. Then again, I rarely know what to say to Rin in any given situation. Hi?
Hello?
I try to get rid of the awkwardness in my voice and invoke a more natural way of speaking. I suddenly worry about where I should put my hands. It feels like they are in the way somehow. How are you feeling? You were pretty out of it yesterday.
I'm okay. What do you mean yesterday?
You don't remember. The expression. She tilts her head to the side like a bird, looking somewhat confused.
Remember what? I have a pretty bad memory.
About yesterday.
What about yesterday?
I came to see you and...
I don't remember that kind of thing happening.
She really doesn't remember.
I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing.
Bad thing, but I feel disheartened all the same.
I remembered. I promised to show you one place for. Did that happen for real? Maybe I just think that I remember that and I really don't.
No, that was real too.
Okay, do you want to go?
Now?
Yeah.
Well, sure, why not? Is it far?
It's not.
Together, we walk downstairs and then outside. The usual summer day, wearing cicadas, and all greets us. It's immensely hot, and without the air conditioning the classrooms offer, I start sweating immediately. We start along the tree-lined pathway that leads towards the dorms. The cheery trees offer shade, with the sunlight blinking through the holes in the canopy. The light creates a chaotic pattern of shadows dappled with bright places where the beams hit the pavement. Green's eyes are wandering in every direction but mine. I get a feeling that it's intentional. She leads me to the back gate once again, taking us through it and into the forest beyond. As before, the drop in temperature and the drastically reduced levels of light make it feel like the forest is following us into the cavernous belly. We head uphill along the same path as last time, snaking around trees and boulders, over roots and rocks, past wild undergrowth. Birds sing somewhere in the woods, soloists for the humming background music of the treetops. We go past this small clearing with the big maple that is now called the Worry Tree. The climb steepens, then it becomes easier again. I have to stop a few times to catch my breath, then hurry after Rin, who doesn't stop to wait for me. Soon I'm out of breath again. Sun the trees end, and we emerge from the forest. The boundary of the woods is sharp and abrupt, as though a line had been drawn to mark it. The hill continues to climb up a little further ahead, but from here to the top, it's a rocky meadow, patches of grass and small bushes that look like they are growing straight from the rock. We soon reach the highest point with the forest behind us and the view to every direction opening in front of our eyes. The city lies far below and away, lazily revealing in the quiet afternoon mood. You can see pretty far from here, and the vista is beautiful. I wonder how high up we are. I breathe the fresh air, and feel my heart rate slowly going back down. Whew! I think I might have overdone the bit. A higher pulse is dangerous for me. I'm feeling fine right now, though. The wind picks up, ruffling my hair and causing the trees below us to sway. It makes the grass undulate in waves as the breeze sweeps across the hilltop. Sun shines from the open skies upon us, a few clouds passing by to shadow it. What was painful heat before is now gentle warmth. I take a good look around. The hilltop is pretty, in the way nature often is. Unplanned harmony found in the natural arrangement of things. The most striking feature is the abundance of small yellow flowers. They are literally everywhere in this small meadow. I can't help commenting on it. Wow, a lot of flowers.
Yeah, do you know this kind? They will fly away.
Yeah, dandelions.
There are not that many of them at school because they cut the grass so often. And nobody cuts the grass up here.
The fragile looking flowers will soon turn white and fluffy like cotton, and the wind will carry their seeds away. Okay, definitely not dandelions in Narcissus then. I believe. I crouch down to look at one tiny yellow flower, silently basking in the sunlight. There is not a hint of white yet, so it's still waiting for this sign to be fulfilled. I brush my fingers against the delicate yellow petals, feel the soft texture in my fingertips. It feels nostalgic somehow. I hear Reed approaching from behind and stand back up to face her. She has a weird look on her face. Something on your mind?
I don't know, it's just... You just look so sad all the time. And become so upset easily, and it makes me confused and really don't remember much about yesterday except that you came to my room, and that's why it might be because of me. So if it's because of me, I think that I know why. It's because people don't really like talking to me, and you might be the same, and that would be sad. I know that people and I'm talking about others, and Amy too always said that I'm strange and that I talk strange things, so I thought I tried not to say strange things, but that just makes me think more and new. Strange and colorful, that was not a good word, but maybe you understand the way I thought things, so if I want to say something I don't really know how to, and then the words are not like same as the thoughts because something goes wrong on the way out, but it's not like the thoughts are really the thing I should be saying, it's more like the idea of the thought, or the feeling of the idea, or the idea of the feeling, that it's not really any of those either because there is no word for it unless I invent a new one, which is not really useful. So I've been thinking doing things is better than saying, so maybe because yesterday I took the pills and I was feeling a little strange, I might have done something that I shouldn't. Besides, I don't even know if it would be any better if I just could say the thought that there is no telepathy that's real, telepathy is in there. I think it'd be terrible, and you said at the same time right now I would mind because misunderstanding is so easy, but understanding is not. And I thought, I grasp her shoulder and squeeze hard to make her stop. I don't have the capacity to take all of that in once.
Rin shuts up instantly. Take a breath. I'm not upset. Why would I be? I'm just a little confused, but it's alright. I wonder if I was making a face she doesn't like again. I guess I've been thinking about yesterday all the time. Maybe I look weird. I wish I had a mirror with me at all times. No need to get it all said at once. I'll listen. Even if you talk slower.
It just came out. Sorry, I'm okay now. I just want to say something. I didn't mean that much. It's weird, isn't it?
She looks at me with a surprisingly timid expression. One that I haven't seen before. I can't help but laugh a little. Yeah, it's weird. You are a pretty weird person, but there's nothing wrong with that. Thanks for being worried about me, but I'm going to get better. I told you that yesterday, but I guess you don't remember that either.
I don't.
Hey, how did I...
What?
Somehow I managed to turn off the music. I don't know how.
I don't remember what else I forgot. Hopefully nothing important like my own name. That would be terrible.
Well, you kissed me.
I did?
Yeah, you did. On the lips. I tried to sound as a matter of fact as I can, but I worry that I might be blushing again.
Did you kick me? No! Why would I do that? Then it's all good, right? It's okay, right? I didn't forget my name.
Yeah, it's okay. I wish I was more suave so that I come up with a better follow-up to that, but nothing comes to mind. It's a good thing that Rin has more to say. It makes me feel relieved somehow.
I think I should say sorry. I'm really bad with people. Some things are hard to understand, like jellyfish. Do you understand jellyfish?
I guess not.
People are like jellyfish to me. I don't understand.
Now it's her turn to make a face I don't really like seeing.
I've never really had friends.
Huh? Should we say me or Emmy, guys? I kind of want to say me, but I also kind of want to say Emmy. Let's see. You know what? Listen. Over here, we want to be above friends, right? A step higher. Or a few steps even, I would say maybe. But, so I'm going to say... If I kind of want to say the other one as well. Hurts. Let's say, what about... What about me? Nah, I mean, I'm your friend for one. I mean, think about it. We already talk a lot to each other, and we've even gotten upset at each other and then forgiven the other for it. That's what they call friendship.
It's really nice of you to say that. I have always been able to tell everything to pencils and paints and paper. They are my best friends. It is harder with people. I have to use words. That is hard for me.
Yeah, I know, you told me. About how you forget. Rin nods at me wordlessly, and I dare to attempt showing her a little encouraging smile. I hope I do it properly. She doesn't reply in any way. I feel really glad. The distance Rin puts between herself and everything else, has made me feel really uneasy ever since I met her. If we become friends, real friends, I'm sure I could understand her more. I'm sure this way we can close the gap of understanding between us. My thoughts don't transmit to Rain. She seems lost deep in thought, wandering amidst the sea of the yellow flowers covering the grassy hilltop. It just as well. Time passes, the breeze making the taller grass sway gently in time with the wind. Rain hums a little song to herself so quiet that I can't tell what it is, if it's even anything at all. A stronger gust sweeps over the hilltop, and the sound of the trees in the wind buries the song away. I check my watch, more out of habit more than anything else. It's 4:30 right now, on this Saturday afternoon. Rin looks into the distant horizon with that odd blank stare of hers, as if she were looking at nothing at all. Her pupils are dark and quiet like a pair of deep, still ponds.
You are going to become better, right?
Sure.
Me too, you know. I'm going to talk to that friend of the teacher and ask her to put my stuff in her place and work hard to get all of it done. I decided that just now, you know, but I think I knew it all along. I had this feeling for a long time now, that I'm going to change, even if I hate it and don't want it. Even if I wanted to, I would change. Like I'm not enough the way I am. I think this could be a good way to do it because it's like a straight line. Like I've learned all the things in my life so far just for this. It's just hard, and it's the only thing I really know. I know what I'm going to do, so it's good. I'm not afraid at all. I feel like I always do. Is it weird?
No, not at all. I close my eyes and give in to the irresistible sensation that has been growing inside me all week long. I float up towards the surface of my own life. The pressure of being underwater slowly diminishes. The weightless sensation becomes stronger. I break the surface of the water, lifting my head in the sunlight and inhale deeply, breathing in fresh air as if for the first time in a long, long while. My lungs fill with oxygen, and I open my eyes to see Rin's peaceful, determined face. Walk down the slope carefully and slowly to avoid falling down. Rin in the lead and me a few steps behind. Rin surely can do this. Even if she can, she's going to pull through. I'm sure that I can keep my head above the water too from now on. The sun sets behind our backs, setting the world ablaze in its orange glow. I keep watching the back of the red-haired girl descending the path a few steps ahead of me. If it's only this much, this distance between us is definitely within my reach. Oh, end of the act. Okay. Time to end it here. Tomorrow we are getting to Act 3 called Distance. What's about that exactly? I wonder. I guess we'll find out in the next episode. For now, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you tomorrow. I guess Muto is angry about something. We'll find out in the next one. Bye bye.